Imagine this, for whatever reason, you need to ship a package right now and get it to its destination almost immediately, as soon as possible, and I'm talking about a situation where even overnight shipping or even same-day shipping from like FedEx or UPS still would not be fast enough. What could you do? For example, let's say someone named Jim is going on a business trip to Japan. He's been planning it for months, it's super important, and he has a several-hour layover in Hawaii, and he's flying from somewhere in the United States, and halfway to Hawaii, he realizes, oh my god, he forgot his passport. And without it, he won't be able to board his flight to Japan, unless somehow he can get his passport delivered to him at the airport within a matter of hours. So, is Jim screwed in this situation? Not necessarily. Now, before we get into the good stuff in this video, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Privacy.com. Privacy.com is a free service that lets you create virtual payment cards that you can use to buy things online instead of using your real card info everywhere, therefore protecting your personal information and banking information. You can learn more by going to privacy.com/TheoJoe or clicking the same link in the description below. So, back to Jim and his dilemma. What would be the absolute fastest way for him to be able to get his passport to Hawaii? Now, he could try like a courier service like FedEx or UPS, who sometimes offer same-day shipping, but that depends on how early you can get it to the office, and then hoping you didn't miss the pickup, and then they have it go through the distribution network and all that. But with all the logistics and overhead, even that might not be fast enough. But with so many passenger flights happening every day around the country, what if there was a way Jim could have his passport just put on the next passenger flight to Hawaii, and it would come in after him and he could pick it up right at the airport? That's actually the exact idea behind a type of shipping offered by nearly all airlines called counter-to-counter shipping. The idea is dead simple. You have someone, the sender, drive directly to the airport, bring whatever it is they want to ship to the ticket counter or the customer service counter, and slap some labels on it, fill out some paperwork, whatever, and then it will go on the very next flight out available to that destination, and it will just be shipped as if it was checked luggage. Then when the package arrives at the destination city, the recipient can go to their own customer service counter there and pick up the package, hence the name counter to counter. So in our example, Jim could text a really good friend who's willing to drive to the airport for him and drop off his passport, fill out the paperwork, whatever, and then it will be on a flight behind him, and hopefully it will get there before his next flight leaves. And that way he could literally just pick it up at the same airport without even having to leave it. Now, an important thing to know is that there are some restrictions on what you can ship. Notably, it has to be under 16 ounces, and there's probably some dimensional restrictions. It can't be too big. So the idea is this is going to be for small stuff, car keys, passport, whatever. If the object is larger than that, you're kind of out of luck. You would have to be what is known as a known shipper, and you have to register with the TSA. To that, you have to like fill out an application. You have to get like a background check on your business, that sort of thing. It's not easy to get that, certainly not in the amount of time where you would need to have this done. Now, like I mentioned, pretty much all airlines have this service available, and it's going to be called something different. Usually it's part of their cargo services. So for example, with United Airlines, they call it Quick Pack. For American Airlines, they call it Priority Parcel Service. For Delta Airlines, it's called Dash. Because if you didn't know, a lot of these airlines make money not just from passengers, but also shipping cargo below the passenger cabin. So businesses, if they register as a known shipper, they go through this pretty rigorous background check from what I understand, and all the packages are screened heavily, and then all that stuff can be shipped, and it's mostly for freight stuff. But in a case where we might use it, where we are just shipping something less than 16 ounces, it's just something super small, then you don't actually need to even book ahead of time. According to their websites, you can literally, as far as I know, take it up to a counter there. As long as the ticket counter person knows what they're doing, they'll walk you through the process and let you do it. You probably need to put it in a box or an envelope or something, but they'll let you. Though there are some guidelines to follow. For example, I believe most of these have like a 30 to 60 minute time window before the flight that you have to arrive by and ship it out. Otherwise, it might not make it until the next flight after that one out. And also, like I said, you're probably gonna have to label the box or envelope in some way, typically like with the recipient's name and address and the sender's name and address. Now, if you are gonna do this and you're in a real hurry, it probably is gonna be best to call ahead to the airline and make sure that it's like available and you know the requirements. I don't believe you need any type of special cargo account for this situation, but of course policies may change over time by the time you watch this video. So again, just double check by calling the airline, but you shouldn't really have a problem. And also keep in mind, policies may be different if it's an international flight. Before we get into any more details like how much this shipping method will cost you, I do want to talk about our sponsor. Now, privacy.com is a service that I've actually been using for years, and I even made a video mentioning it a little while ago that wasn't even sponsored, so I can really personally recommend it. And basically, like I said before, it lets you create virtual, unique payment cards that you can use to buy things online. And what's cool is you can create either burner cards, which only work once, so you don't have to worry about being stolen at all, and the other type of card you can create, which is really cool, are merchant cards. And these cards only work with one merchant. The one you first used it on, it's kind of locked to that. So even if a hacker steals the credit card, tries to use it somewhere else, it won't work anywhere else. And even if they try, then you'll get the notification that there was a declined charge somewhere it's not supposed to be used. So then you can obviously go ahead and close that card. And for every card, you can set individual charge limits, whether for a single charge or for a time frame, so a maximum of this amount of money per month. So this way, you'll never be surprised by accidental double charges or price increases that you never consented to, that sort of thing. You have complete control. And they also have a Chrome extension available, which makes it easy to automatically create and remember cards for specific websites. And there's also mobile phone apps, so you can get like push notifications for charges and manage the cards on there. And all you need is a bank account or debit card to link to privacy.com so that you can actually, pay for the stuff you buy. Now, for a limited time, if you sign up, you'll actually get a $5 credit that you can use anywhere on your first purchase. So you can get that by going to privacy.com/TheoJoe. So yes, it's a free service and they're giving you a $5 credit just for signing up. It really doesn't get much better than that. So be sure to check it out, and the link will also be in the description. All right, so you might be thinking that this type of shipping must be really expensive, right? Well, not really actually. Let's do an example where we want to ship just a basic envelope from Los Angeles to New York City. So if we put that into FedEx, it'll say that first overnight, the fastest option, even showing a price, would be at $117. So same day delivery would be even more than that. And UPS next day air also shows a really similar price. So again, the same day service, if it's even available, would be way more. But now we can look up some estimates for rates for counter to counter shipping through these airlines. So with American Airlines on their site, the calculator is showing that from LAX to JFK airports would be right around $117, pretty much the same as the even slower speed from FedEx. And if you go on Delta's site, it's actually a really nice interface. It's kind of like you're booking a regular flight. It'll show you the estimates per flight, the departure and arrival times, and this one's even cheaper, around $90. And remember, that's literally across the entire country, so prices may vary. In most situations, I imagine it would be less if it's a lot less distance. And it's pretty reasonable priced if you ask me, especially considering that in most cases, this might literally be the fastest way to get a package from one place to another. Of course, on both ends, you are gonna need someone willing to drive to the airport to drop it off or pick it up if they're not there already. But in some situations, it might be your only option if, for example, the UPS store and FedEx stores are already closed or you missed a pickup time. It might be cheaper and faster, just a little bit less convenience. Now, you might be wondering, what could you do if what you need to ship is more than a pound? Well, in that case, you have very few options. To ship it yourself, you would need to be a so-called known shipper with the TSA, which requires like an application process. I think they do like a background check. It's pretty much just for businesses, and you have to have a certain amount of shipping history, that sort of thing. So you're not going to be able to really do that. There might be third-party companies that offer next flight out services, but I believe even they still might require you to be a known shipper if they're shipping it on your behalf. So if it is something that's too big, then it really is your probably best bet to just do overnight shipping. But at least now, if there is some sort of shipping crisis that you or a friend has in the future, you can unleash this knowledge and save the day. So thanks one more time to the sponsor, privacy.com, and be sure to visit privacy.com/TheoJoe, and again, you'll get $5 credit for your first purchase. So that's a limited time offer. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.